Hey guys, welcome back. So I've got a little palette review for you today, and it's going to be on the Balm's new Nude Dude palette, which is just so funny. And I think it's funny that it says Nude Dude, and it has a girl on the outside, but there's dudes on the inside. I don't know, but it's funny that they called it Nude Dude. It's kind of a, a spin-off of the Nude Tude palette. So this is kind of the volume 2 of this whole deal. So of the Nude Tude Dude, of the Nude Ouds palette, this is the second one. So anyway, I'm gonna go over all the normal things I do, pricing, packaging, where I got it, swatches. We'll look at comparison swatches between the two of these and see how they compare, and just kind of my overall thoughts and opinions on the palette and what I really think about it. So let's jump in. Okay, so the price of this palette is $39.50, and this is what the outside packaging looks like that I got mine in. So I bought mine at Kohl's. So for $39.50, you get the eyeshadow palette as well as the Bodybuilder Black Mascara. And at this time, when I bought my palette, it was only available at Kohl's. So this says an exclusive pre-release only available at Kohl's. So I think at some point, maybe by the time you're watching this video, it may be available other places, but if you're having trouble finding it, you may want to check your Kohl's because they got the kind of exclusive pre-release situation going on. So that's what the outside packaging looks like of it, which is really darn cute. Now, something to note about this palette. So you do get the mascara with this new one, but the Nude Dude palette comes with 9.6 grams of eyeshadows, whereas the Nude Tude palette, the original, has 11.08 grams of eyeshadow. So you're actually getting less eyeshadow in the new one, but you are getting that mascara, which does have, I think, like a $19 value or so. So, I mean, it says that the whole set here is a value of $55, so you can kind of factor that in. I'm not sure how other places will package it, but that's at least the way Kohl's is packaging it. So yeah, you can kind of see that's what the outside packaging looks like. Pretty cute. Now, the actual palette itself has that same really cute vintage vibe that all of the Balm products have, which I think is really darling. And you can kind of see, it does kind of follow the same line as the first one. This one is a little bit skinnier, so it's not quite as long this way. I mean, just barely a little bit different, but they are different, so you can see. It's just a little tiny bit smaller, not by much. But yeah, that's what the outside looks like. Let me show you the actual palette inside. You do get a mirror on the back side of it, just like the first one, so you do have a good mirror. But there they are. There are the Nude Dudes. And they have little like towels over them, and then the eyeshadows on top of them, which is really funny. It still has that kind of like quirky vibe to it. So it is a really cute looking palette. And I think it's just, it's just funny and different. Like I said, I do think it's kind of funny that there's a girl on the front, but then there's dudes on the inside. I don't know. But anyway, there are all of the shades, just looking at them in the palette, and now I'm going to show you some swatches. Okay, so here are all the swatches. So we're going to start right over here. This is the top left side of the palette. This is Fearless, Flawless, Firm, Flirty, Friendly, and Fierce. So that's the first row. Now we're going to go to the second row. So that one is Fabulous, Faithful, Fit, Feisty, Funny, and Fine. So you can see it is a nice collection of mattes and metallics, which I really do like. You've got blending shades, you've got matte brow bone shades, you've got colors for deepening up your outer corners. So it really is a complete palette as far as what shadows are included. They all seem pretty nicely pigmented. The darker ones are a little bit chalky and hard, so you kind of have to get into them a little bit. So they do take a little bit of work. So those I think are lacking a little bit, but the pigmentation on all the other ones I think are really nice. And I do really like them all. I would say my favorites from the palette, I think these are really nice, those metallics. I always love a good brow bone color, really pretty. And then I do really like the kind of blending shades. Like this one right here is really nice, and then this one right here is really nice. So you do have a lot of options, and you definitely can get a complete look with all these shades. So now let's look at some comparisons. Okay, so here are some comparison swatches for you. So up here, these are all the Nude Dude. Down here, these are all the Nude Tude palettes, so the original are on the bottom. You can see they are definitely very different palettes. The Nude Dude palette has much more of a kind of pinky rose gold vibe to it. So sort of like the Lorac Unzipped palette or the Naked 3, whereas the Nude Tude is more of a dark kind of smoky palette. It just definitely has a lot more darker shades in it. So it's kind of more, I don't know, Naked 1 or something like that. And they're definitely more kind of bronzy sort of shades. They just don't have the pinky burgundy vibe that the Nude Dude palette does. So you can see they are definitely very different palettes, both neutral palettes, but a different sort of a color theme to them. So I just wanted to show you some comparison swatches. Now I'll show you the palettes side by side. Okay, so here are the palettes side by side so you can kind of see a comparison. So the Nude Dude is on the top and the Nude Tude is on the bottom. So you can just kind of see, I mean, they both have that kind of funny, silly sort of a theme to them, that you've got, you know, naked girls down here, and then you've basically got naked dudes up there, except they are wearing little towels, which is just funny, you know? And you can see, obviously, these are straight across, whereas these are kind of angled, so that's a little difference. But yeah, same sort of theme, but just a different kind of a color scheme. My overall thoughts and opinions on this palette, I feel like it's just kind of okay. I'm just really not wowed by it. I feel like the shadows are kind of small. Now for $39.50 you are getting a mascara, at least at Kohl's, but I just feel like it's a little bit overpriced for what you're getting. And also, if you're looking for a rose gold or kind of burgundy themed palette, there are definitely others I would recommend first. I would either say the Urban Decay Naked 3 or the Coastal Scents Revealed 2 palette, or definitely the Lorac Unzipped palette. I love that palette, as well as the Revealed 2. Those are great rose gold kind of themed palettes. So while this is a really cute, kind of quirky sort of palette, it's fun, it does perform nicely, there are just other palettes similar in color scheme that I like much, much better. So I think it's just kind of okay. Alright guys, so that's my overall thoughts and opinions on the Nude Dude palette from the Balm. So I hope this video was helpful for you and kind of answered some of your questions about this palette. I do have a blog post as well on it with more pictures on just kind of the palette, the packaging, all that kind of stuff, as well as those comparison swatches between the two palettes. So I will link that down below. If you prefer kind of seeing pictures of everything, you can check out that blog post. If you have any more questions for me, just ask those down below. I'm always happy to answer those. Please subscribe to my channel if you're not already, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye!